Introducing Royal Caribbean's newest ship, Icon of the Seas, the ultimate family vacation. The ultimate 6 slides, 8 neighborhoods, 0 compromise vacation. The ultimate never done that, can't wait to do it vacation. The ultimate chillin' by a different pool every day of the week vacation. This is the Icon of Vacations. Icon of the Seas, arriving in 2024. Book today. Come seek the Royal Caribbean. Ships Registry, Bahamas.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk on which is better, which wrestling company is better. Now, there may be some other wrestling companies that I, forget to mention that some people, it may upset them, because I know people are going to be listening to this all like, look bro, WWE and AEW ain't the only two wrestling companies out there. There are other ones. There's Impact. There's now I'm pretty sure they're going to go into a long list of a bunch of different. But the main ones that people pay attention to, the main ones that people watch, is AEW and WWE. Now, getting on into today's episode, which out of them two companies, which are the best? Now, to just give you guys a short answer, they're both good in their own way. There's not one that's going to be better. There's not going to be one that's going to be worse. They have their flaws, but at the same time, both of them have, they have their pros, they have their cons. Anyways, okay, that's what I was trying to say, but I got caught up on my words, alright? But anyways, now let's talk about it. Let's talk about both companies. So, I've been watching WWE a lot longer than AEW. I think a lot of, wrestling fans have watched more WWE than AEW. I mean, you go back to, if you're talking on, wrestling fans from, the 90s, 80s, all these different, generations and stuff, WWE has always, I mean, yeah, you had WCW, you had TNA doing their thing for a little bit. I mean, they still are, but WWE was the go-to wrestling show. If anybody, you never heard nobody talk on TNA is on, turn to TNA and stuff, or no, we're gonna watch instead of watching WrestleMania, we're gonna watch some TNA highlights and stuff on YouTube. No, you're gonna watch, if you have the money or if you have the sources to watch WrestleMania, you're gonna watch WrestleMania over anything, alright? And I'm besides that, I'm WWE, they got other good pay-per-views also, but WWE, I have to say, they got, wrestling on lock. That's one thing for sure. They got wrestling on lock, alright? Now, fast forward some years later, what was it, beginning of 2019? AEW debuts. And oh my god, it was funny because I was so excited to watch AEW. AEW brought me back to who I was when I was a kid watching WWE for the first time. I was like, hey yo, this is sick. I like this. So I think I think what it was that they had did some house shows prior before they debuted on TV. And I remember, hearing about it and seeing, a bunch of different, matches and all that stuff, on YouTube. And I was like, huh, this looks sick. This looks nice. And so then when they said that they was coming out on TV, I'm like, oh, I gotta check that out. Then they did. And this is what WWE tried doing. So on Wednesdays, which is AEW Day, they also tried not re-releasing, but re-putting NXT back on TV the same day. Now, to give you guys a backstory on that, so NXT used to come on TV a long time ago, back when it originally had aired. But then they took it off, and then they put it on the WWE.com website. And then they took it off of that. And then they put it on a WWE exclusive, whatever. They did one move before they did the WWE Network move. So there was something that was in between. And I think it was an exclusive, whatever, something before they had put it on the network, the WWE network, which is $9.99 a month. Like, oh man, I miss hearing that. But anyways, and so then after all of that, AEW decides, they're blowing up, they're rising through the ranks. And then eventually, they end up airing on TV. And then WWE decide like, oh, well, let's bring NXT back and let's have it come on the same day as AEW. So here's the thing, because I kind of was upset about that. I was like, hey, look, I liked NXT. There's a lot that I had missed from NXT. They should have put NXT on TV a long time ago. I'm saying, because if you sit down and think about that, why would you guys wait until the day of when they're debuting on TV and you're trying to compete? And it's like, you guys had your chance. And now all of a sudden, now you want to bring the show back. And I'm like, bruh, like, no, okay? Just no. That is a fat no, alright? I'm like, you guys had your chance. Now it's AEW's turn. And then this is another thing that upset me. So when it had came on, I did watch NXT because I wanted to see what it was overall about. It honestly, I can see how when like former wrestling fans, when they come back and they watch wrestling for the first time and they hadn't watched it in like years, there are so many new faces. And yeah, I was like, I don't know who I'm watching. I don't know who any of these people are. Like, what is this? And I mean, it was the same with AEW, but that's what you're gonna expect with a new show, a show that you've never watched before. So like, I can't look at AEW the same way I looked at NXT. So anyways, but no, that's what they did. They only showed an hour, and then they was like, oh, if you want to watch the other half of NXT, you gotta go on the I'm trying to think, I don't think they had cut that Peacock deal yet. So they were like, oh, you're going to have to go on the WWE network to finish watching the second half. Now, I don't know if that was how they were going to do things, or they just only did it for that one time. I wasn't with that. And that just ruined all, love that I had for NXT and stuff. So anyways, I was like, you know what? Nah, forget it. I'm just going to watch AEW on Wednesdays. They overall and that's the thing, I'm all like, there's something that I want to say that I overall respect about AEW, but I mean, they've done this a couple of times, but usually they come on right after SmackDown, but I'll get to that. But anyways, no, I was like, I'm done with NXT. I'm like, no, you guys, if that's how you're gonna do things, I will never watch NXT. But they changed it, and overall, they did switch it to where NXT was gonna come on Tuesdays full time, not half of it being shown on TV and then the other half being shown on WWE Network or Peacock or WWE.com. No, they're showing the full half of it. So now that we got, all that stuff separated and things, so, now kind of moving on and stuff. So, anyways, AEW, was killing it. They were full-blown killing it. There was no way possible that they took over Wednesdays pretty much. It was a toss-up between NXT and AEW. WWE realized that they wasn't getting that same viewership. And so they was like, yeah, we're going to have to come on a different day, which they did. So anyways, AEW is dominating Wednesdays, and then they decided, and this is what I wanted to talk on because I'm like, hey, yo, mad shout out to AEW. But they decide that they were going to come out with a second show. And they call it, so they got one, and that was so AEW Dynamite is the original show, AEW Rampage is the new show. So they had decided that on Fridays they were going to add the new show, and it had me worried because I was like, well, if SmackDown comes on Fridays, I don't know how they expect that they're going to compete with that. That ain't no competition. You're talking on an iconic WWE show versus a show that just got started. You guys are brand new to the, wrestling scene. I don't think that's a good idea. So, but no, the dope thing about it is that it comes on after SmackDown. So SmackDown ends, then AEW Rampage begins. And I'm like, I like that. And that's why I had to say, like, that's what WWE should have overall did. Instead of doing, like, oh, let's have NXT come on during the same time of AEW. And I'm like, I wasn't with that. I'm like, that's not a good idea and stuff. So, they changed it, and I was like, alright, cool, chill. So, anyways, now that I got all that stuff out the way, now which one is the best? I feel like I can give you guys a little history lesson and stuff on, both shows. Which show is the best? WWE's been on for years, right? It's been on for years. Ain't no way possible. Ain't no company touching them. That's one thing for sure, alright? Even though AEW, now here's the thing. AEW be having some good matches. There's wrestlers that I don't even know. Like, I don't know them by heart. They don't, like, compared to wrestlers that are on WWE, like, you see those guys stand out. You see that they're on this big platform. In my opinion, I feel like when you done made it to WWE as a professional wrestler or as a superstar, because they don't use the word wrestler for some reason, even though that's what they are. Like, I don't get that. I don't get that at all. But anyways, but no, like, overall, like, if you make it to WWE, right, you're on this big platform. You are on the biggest platform possible in wrestling, like, the wrestling business. So, you make it there, you've made it. Like, there's no way possible you can, like, look at yourself and be like, I didn't make it as a wrestler. No, you did. Whether you have, now, here's the thing. It's going to be a make it or break it situation. If you make it, you gotta make it. You gotta be the best. You gotta be either the best wrestler or one of the best wrestlers. But you can't go in there thinking, oh, because of my size, let me choke slam this wrestler, let me, because then you're going to be wrestling stiff, the matches ain't going to be good, you're going to get into some heat backstage probably, that's not going to be good, then you're going to end up getting released, doing some house, or not even house shows, you're going to be doing some indie shows, and there's probably even going to be good indie shows and stuff, you just only there to just get beat. And so, yeah, overall, like, I think that, like, it's not usually good if you get into WWE and you break, like, there have been wrestlers that have flopped, but that's the thing, though, with AEW, I have not seen a wrestler, like, do bad. I feel like that's the one thing with the guy Tony Khan that's behind AEW, that he makes sure of it, that he gets wrestlers that knows what they're doing, whether he has them do a tryout match or whatever. I feel like that Tony Khan makes sure he gets some of the top tier wrestlers, top tier people that's gonna improve AEW. So if and that's the thing where I know the one wrestler, MJF, he was saying like, oh, he's hiring in all these WWE guys and stuff, because here's the thing. If I hire in somebody that I don't trust, I'm taking a gamble. Now, if I can hire somebody where I've seen them on TV, I know how they wrestle, I know that they're good, how can you mess up with that? Like, that's the thing where it's like, you gotta sit down and place yourself in his shoes. Like, if you're, talking, like, or if you're I'm currently watching AEW Rampage right now, and I'm getting a little distracted. But anyways, if you're Tony Khan, or if you're anybody that owns a wrestling company, right? You have the money, you have the resources to hire a WWE wrestler, and this is somebody of a high status in WWE, like they had a name that stood out, they had some good matches. Are you going to hire them, or are you going to hire somebody that you've never heard of? You're going to most likely, here's the thing, even though you might be that person that takes gambles and you're like, oh, I'm probably going to hire the person I never heard of. I want to see what what they can do, right? That's a 50-50 chance. That's a 50-50 chance I'm not trying to risk. So if I gotta hire a WWE wrestler to overall make my show good, fam, I will do that. So honestly, I don't blame Tony Khan for hiring WWE wrestlers. I know people are like, oh, AEW is just another WWE with hiring all these different WWE wrestlers and stuff. But overall, at the end of the day, I'm saying they're wrestlers. They know what they're doing. They're putting on good matches. I haven't seen a WWE wrestler fail so far in AEW, so that's why I'm like, I personally don't see anything wrong with it, alright? But anyways, and then with WWE, the thing is, though, with them, it's like, if it came down to it, where if I was offered a contract to wrestle for WWE or to wrestle with AEW, I don't even care if it was a contract to be like a commentator or a referee or somebody that works in the back of WWE. I'm taking that WWE contract, no problem. I think anybody would. You know, and it's like, and it's, the thing is, it's nothing wrong with AEW. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. The one thing is though, if I had to admit anything with AEW, I'm a little scared when it comes to AEW. I'm saying, like, I feel like WWE plays it safe. So, like, yeah, they're going to probably have it where I'm doing some crazy stuff in there, too. But I do feel like in AEW, the matches that I've seen in the recent years, with AEW versus WWE, AEW has for sure have had some 5-star matches. Matches where I was like, wow, like, those wrestlers are really doing that. And then with WWE, okay, now, so happy AEW went out, so I'm like, now I can, like, do this and not get distracted and stuff, but I'm almost done with the episode. But anyways, no, like, I would be scared to be an AEW wrestler, like, because the thing is, like, those guys, I feel like the guys that Tony Khan had hired, like, they know what they're doing. They have, like, that toughness that they can do that. A part of me is like, I want that, but at the same time, I just want an easy way, you know, in the wrestling industry and stuff. So yeah, overall, I would take that WWE contract. I know that probably would upset a lot of people, but in my opinion though, like, AEW, if I had to say, like, between the recent years of matches, like, WWE, I feel like they had to have those, like, that deal thing with Peacock, and have it where, like, you know, pay-per-views come on there and stuff. And then, like, with AEW, like, they're trying to compete with these pay-per-views because they know pay-per-views sell. They know, like, WWE, they got the money and the resources to have these good pay-per-view matches, especially with SummerSlam coming up. And you got where Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns is supposed to be doing this last man standing match. And then before that, AEW, they got, like, this barbed wire match with Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho, and you already know that's gonna be a crazy match. So, like, I feel like that right now, it is the best time. If I'm gonna say this, it is the best time to be a wrestling fan. Like, you got both of these companies competing to be the best wrestling company, and for fans like me, where you're not, like, picking and choosing sides, like, I love WWE and AEW equally. So, like, at the end of the day, if you ask me which one is best, it's such a hard, like, answer to give you guys, because I'm like, both of these guys are good. Like, you got these top tier wrestlers in WWE, and then you got these wrestlers that's, like, killing the scenes with every match that they do. Even if it's just a regular match in AEW, it's still gonna be a good match. So yeah, in my opinion, I personally, like, I like them both, but man, I'm telling you, like, it's overall, it is the best time to be a wrestling fan right now. So, but anyways, and that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 43 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.